Hi, I'm Megha Sinha, founder and CEO of Kolter AI and Camet Consulting Group. I've nearly spent 2 decades in life sciences, including 8 years at PwC, running some of the largest transformation programs in our industry. Yeah, the bottleneck moved, right? So for the last 3 years, the assumed constraint was the model's capability, right? The surprise of 2026, and even when we're working with companies, is that the technology has now arrived, and the binding constraint turns out to be the organizational readiness, the employee sentiment, and the data. And to me, the employee sentiment is the most telling. What generally really surprised me is how many companies are still caught off guard by a trend that has been visible for years, and how fast the question shifted from can AI do it to doing the math on ROI after 18 months of hype, right? So everybody's doing these pilots, but how do you take that pilot and convert that into an enterprise wide solution? But the deeper surprise is what the money did not go to. So investment poured into AI drug discovery and planned for pilots, the frontiers that photographed well and both, delivered. Meanwhile, the hardest and the most valuable operational problem, which is computing the execution, of a geo expansion, of a life cycle change across functions and markets, drew almost no capital yet. The industry proved that AI can design a molecule and draft a deviation, and left the part that costs companies years and millions. The compliant execution of changes that happen across 60 markets. Exactly, that is still exactly where it has been, which is manual, tribal, reinvented on every program. And this is the white space we have chosen to build into. The surprise is not what got built. It is that the most expensive unsolved problem in the industry was sitting in plain sight and nobody was solving for it. So we went after it. Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is readiness to try new things on the operational side. The same courage that the industry already found on the science side. We rethought discovery from ground up with AI. We have not yet shown the same willingness to rethink that on the operational side across a global network. If I look at 2030, when AI does drug discovery starts paying dividends and the molecules move faster than ever from bench to filing, what does really the operational landscape look like? Is it still fragmented, where we have a clinical AI here, a regulatory AI there, each brilliant in its own lane and blind to the others? Or has the industry moved to a connective layer, a nervous system that carries a single change from one function to the next and out across every market it touches? My bet is on the second, because the first cannot survive the pace AI native discovery is about to create. This pressure is already here. New tariffs and reshoring incentives are forcing network redesign faster than the teams can absorb. We have seen, you know, the most M&A this year. Every decision, whether it's reshoring, requalifying the site, transferring the MAH, the integrations that has been landing back into the manual reconstruction under time pressure. Strategy moves at the speed of boardroom. Execution has moved at the speed of a spreadsheet, and this is why we built Kolter AI. This is the start of that 2030 vision, the connective tissue between a decision and its compliant, costed execution across every market. So the real challenge is a choice. Keep treating AI as disconnected dashboards, or really start wiring operations into one auditable backbone now. The companies that move early are the ones that will be ready when 2030 arrives. And my bet is that connective layer, not another silo, defines the next decade, and that is already running.